Hey, everybody, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to our latest community update. For this one, we're combining November and December, just kind of due to the holidays. But as you know, we do these on a fairly regular basis to make sure everybody stays in the loop on all things VeVe and Ecomi. And everything said here is just for community update purposes and not financial advice. That said, I'm Alex, and I'm joined today by co-founder, COO Dan Crothers, and co-founder and CEO, Mr. David Yu. How are you guys doing?
Oh, doing well,
Right.
thanks. Yeah.
Finally come down from it after the decon.
Finally recovered?
Yep.
Nice. All right. So we got a good amount of things to cover today. Obviously, want to combine 2 months worth of updates into one. But let's just go ahead and dive right in. Let's start on some development updates and priorities and some other things we got coming down the pipeline. Let's start with the latest update that we gave via Twitter last week on merge accounts. Can you give us a status update on that, Dan?
Yeah, merge accounts is done and developed and is imminent for release, probably in the next few days. Like the majority of the features that we roll out, we're going to whitelist a group of users first, ask them to test it, get some feedback, and then assuming that all goes well, then we can anticipate that'll be available to everybody later this month. I think the next release later this month is December 19, right before Christmas.
Okay, great. So at that point, there will be a blog with a process all laid out with how to merge up to 5 accounts into one. All right,
Yeah,
with that,
you can do more, but they might be subject to review. That's all.
Review. Got it. Okay, got it. Yeah, we want to keep everything on the up and up. I know there was definitely some current concern within the community that thought there was going to be a flood of bot farms all of a sudden hitting them flooring collectibles, which we've done plenty of due diligence on that front internally to make sure that's not going to be the case. But yes, there will be limits subject to review on the number of accounts you can combine into one. All right, and also in that Twitter update last week, we touched quickly on the fact that MCP Phase 1 and Search are still on track for end of year. Is that still the case?
Yes, I just had a catch up with Mitch, and he said he's happy with the not to throw Mitch under the bus again. That he's happy with the progress that the teams are making on both MCP Phase 1 and the Search update. So just a reminder that MCP will be Phase 1, which is all of the point calculation. You'll be able to see all of your points under your profile. And then Phase 2, which will come shortly after, is where we can roll into the waitlist raffle, etc. And there is a Medium article that we have out there on the MCP with the phase breakdown, if anybody wants to check that out.
Yes, and we will link that in the description of the video below. So awesome, that's great news. And no worries on throwing Mitch under the bus. I think last time he got a mention in one of these videos, there was quite a number of great Messiah memes that came out of that. So I'm hoping to see more. All right, moving on to the next thing that we referenced in that tweet was crypto pay-in / payout. Now, crypto pay-in is in beta currently. Is that correct? Or in production? We're testing that with a small number of users. Can you give us kind of general update on where we're at?
Yep, that is correct. So the beta testing has been going well. I think around 3 or 4 issues were found. So the team are getting that. I believe most of that is underway, and then there's a release later this week, which is going to address those. We'll get the same beta testers just to check that all again, make sure everything's fine. And then talking with Mitch again, we anticipate that should be rolled out to everybody. And when I say everybody, I do mean the approved regions. And again, we'll have an article out for crypto pay-in on that December 19 release.
Okay, perfect. That's awesome. All right. I know this is, we've been in the waitlist for a waitlist update, or at least the rollout. And along with this is, comes questions about the logo drops, right? That we're supposed to accompany the waitlist rollout. Now, we still are on track and getting that out soon. I know we've been saying that, but the devs did find a few issues with that, and we are constantly factoring and refactoring just to make sure that everything is good before we push it out to production. Is that kind of generally where we stand at this point?
Yep, that's exactly it. And you know, for me, I want to make sure that the devs are prioritizing MCP search over waitlist, just because I think those are more important features to get out at this stage.
Yeah, I think people would agree with that. All right. Recently, we had, also referenced in that tweet last week, we also had an update about some burns that were taking place of Marvel collectibles that were still had inventory in the store. As of after, we did burn a few collectibles as well as a few comics from circulation. And with a recent app update, that is now reflected in the metadata on each of those collectibles. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that went and what we can expect from future burns from other licensors, including Marvel?
Yeah, absolutely. So number one, we were super pleased to get the burn mechanism out. It's the first phase of many programs that we can run, with this burn mechanism. David mentioned on a couple of AMAs ago that, we might look at doing some sort of feature or functionality where if you burn X number of collectibles, you might get access to something very special. So it's great to have the foundation of that system in place now. And yeah, the Marvel burns, they went very well. I mean, I think we've mentioned quite a few times that, Dave and I never really expected that things were going to go this crazy and drops were going to sell out. So we actually always had an end date feature where those collectibles would no longer be available. And, for us, it just makes sense that if something doesn't sell out in the store, we want to burn that, reduces the supply, makes it more rare, and, kind of rewards those people who did end up buying it. So yeah, you can expect more coming up in future. For the collectibles, I believe we'll give some notice, and then comics is just kind of dependent on what comic it's going to be.
Right, and we said no notice because I think that was generally for Marvel's standpoint. That's how they kind of wanted to handle it. Now, in terms of other licensors, say Disney or any other licensors, is that all of that is kind of on a case-by-case basis? That's a great
point, Alex. Yeah, it actually often comes down to the licensor and how they want to handle it, how much notice they want to give, etc.
Okay, great. So the next on the agenda is a little something about Gems Payout. Who wants to take this, David or Dan?
I'll take it over here. We now have gone through the phase 1 of the Gem payout with our partner. Obviously, a lot of the AML KYC was required. We wanted to ensure that the phase 1, we don't overflood our service provider. So we have set that benchmark, as everyone knows. You have to have a minimum 1,000 gems or more to trigger that payout option. We're here to announce today that by mid this month or towards end of this month that we will be reducing that minimum amount to 500 above, and that will be basically our phase 2. We want to make sure that our service provider can handle the loading. So
yeah, perfect. I think that was always the plan, right? Is like initially kind of as we got a feel for what the volume was going to be and how much the service provider could handle, that we would eventually reduce that minimum threshold or that minimum requirement. So you're saying now, as of next month or this month, that we're looking at
by the end of this month,
end of this month. Yeah. So 500 minimum as opposed to 1,000 gem requirement to cash out.
That's correct.
Great. That's great news. I think that's pretty helpful for people, especially in this market and after the holidays. I know.
And once again, there are territory conditions as well. So it will follow the same rules.
Same rules. Yes. It's just the threshold is moving. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. All right. Well, before we get into a kind of a full-blown Decon Anaheim wrap-up in the collectible corner portion of the show, one of the biggest things to come out of that event was obviously the first look at VeVeVerse. Really exciting stuff. I think a lot of people came away really impressed with that first look and what the possibilities were and all of the kind of functionality you laid out. And we can run some footage of kind of generally how that looks as Dan, as you speak about it. But do you want to just give us a recap on that first look and what we presented at DCon this year?
Yeah. So first off, I was super excited to give the first demo of the VeVeVerse. You know, something that we've been working on quietly behind the scenes with our team. And I mean, I think the cool thing is that people have had a glimpse of, you know, what is the potential of the VeVeVerse. And there is just so far you can go with that in terms of content, all the different accessories. I mean, even the other day I was playing with the scripting language, and so when I walk into my showroom, I can have like a whole lot of collectibles fall, you know, from the ceiling or appear out of nowhere. Like, so it's going to be really cool to see what our fans come up with in terms of these almost interactive experiences. And then really, you know, just getting into the much wider range of content. You know, we showed the VeVe home space that we put together as sort of your default option. But, you know, I can't wait till we have other content in there, like whether it's a castle or steampunk, or who knows, maybe even some of our brand partners, we can use structures or buildings. And I really think that people are going to enjoy, you know, the customization. The social features are huge. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to, you know, when our influencers and ambassadors start doing some of their, YouTube previews directly in the VeVeVerse. So really, really looking forward to getting that rolled out next year. And as we mentioned on the demo, we'll be doing beta first. And yes, as I confirmed last time, we'll give it to the Vaultaholics. Will definitely be allowed in. But no, super excited. I think I'm really, after the video that we put out last time, you know, the fans seem to really enjoy it. So, and like I say, it really is just tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, definitely. You know, as bad as I am with making my own showrooms, I think I have, you know, basically just everything lined up in a row. That's about as creative as I get. I'm really looking forward to kind of like flexing a little bit more in, a home of my design in the VeVeVerse. So looking forward to that. For sure.
Actually,
and all of the functionality. Yeah. Yeah.
On that note, you know, I can't remember if I mentioned it in the last one, but we will have, you know, some form of services platform. You know, like you could hire one of the Vaultaholics to, you know, make your space look amazing if you're not, you know, that great at it. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, I got dibs on True Tech.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be amazing when you can add accessories. You know, you start seeing furniture package coming through. You saw some protective lights, just incredible. Yeah. So
and on that note, Dave, you know, even like you know, rock packs, plant packs, ground packs. You know, what I'm excited to do myself actually is, you know, pull out a piece of ground that might be a bit of desert, and then I can put some rocks on it, add my plants, add some T-Rex, add some flowing water. So it's a real virtual diorama. It's actually quite addictive. I should warn the people, it's quite addictive.
Oh man, looking forward to those, you know, guys who have lots of those wrong English sunflowers. They could have a whole farm of them. Yeah, in the back.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. Yeah. All right, well, thank you for that, and we'll continue to seed out more information as we get closer to that initial rollout, with plenty of education and more outlining of the features to come, etc. So, if you didn't catch it, the live stream of that full demo is still available on our Twitter. So take a look. I'll also link that in the description below. All right. You may have heard some rumblings, obviously, you know, about our new product manager, Mitch. And you know, part of the charter there is obviously kind of building out a product roadmap and really starting to get some feedback from the community on what kind of features and functionality you're looking for, what could we do doing better, and a host of other things, obviously. So we've kind of internally dubbed this the consumer advisory panel or whatever the case is. There has been a small group of people that we reached out to just so we know as power users. And there will be an initial survey kind of served to them to kind of get the initial round of feedback on things that have been happening over the course of this year, and then looking forward to what's coming next. And then as we go, we'll continue to bring more people into that panel, as well as opening up to like just generally a wider audience, so anybody can feel free to give feedback. Dan, do you want to talk just a little bit more on that, and if anything I may have missed there?
Yeah, you pretty much covered it all. So the way really it'll be an opportunity for us as we're working through different features on the roadmap to present that to a group of people. We're hoping a few thousand will sign up, and we can get your feedback on it. And this is just an example. Like say MCP Phase 2, we've got XYZ features coming out. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And you'll have an opportunity to give your feedback on how it's going to work, because obviously when we're building features, we are building them for the community. So it's really excited to get this panel up and running, and I think it's just going to mean we can deliver a better product at launch.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously we have spaces that we can jump into and kind of take notes and things like that, but this is going to be a little more of an official way to give feedback and kind of articulate your thoughts. And just to be clear, this is, as we roll it out in phases, there's no, there's nothing preferential treatment about it. It's more just that we know that you use the app in a meaningful way, and we kind of want to phase out the access to that survey little by little.
In fact, on that point, Alex, you are exactly right. I mean, from the users who do agree to sign up, if we're rolling out a specific feature that's, say, related to the market, we're more than likely going to target users who are heavy use in the market, because you guys are going to be the ones to give us the best feedback, rather than somebody who more just hangs out in the showrooms, for example.
Right. And conversely, for things like showrooms or VeVeVerse, we would hit up those people who are prolific in those environments. Got it. Okay. Moving on, we today announced, today as of when we recorded this video, hopefully we can get this out ASAP, but 12 Days of VeVe are upon us once again. Now, don't worry, there's no spinning wheel this time. That definitely didn't get great feedback last year, just because it was a little underwhelming and most people got the bah humbug. So feedback taken. This time is going to be a little different. There's still going to be 12 days of prizes with 10 prizes announced each day of the 12 days. There's going to be an initial sign-up period, so everybody can have 3 days to sign up to get into the giveaway. And that's coming this weekend, the 9th through 11th. And then starting on the 12th to the 23rd, each day we'll announce winners of 10 prizes. And the prizes are really good. And just to kind of eventize it, drive up a little bit of hype, a little more, the best prizes will be saved for last. So you kind of want to root against yourself and getting picked too early in that, if you're still in the mix by the and you have a chance for some of these secret rares, etc. So really excited to kind of let you guys know what those prizes are. So stay tuned to the socials for more information on that. And I will play just a little bit of a teaser video in case you have not seen it. So let's roll it. All right, good stuff. Very exciting. So again, stay tuned. Shout out to the new team, Corey, Ryan, Jen, etc. Putting that all together. Lots of work went into that. We're really looking forward to rolling it out for you guys. All right, so before we get into Collectible Corner, I just want to quickly look ahead to 2023. This is our last community update of 2022. We've had a big year, some ups and downs, a lot of big functionality shipped, a lot of big events, and we look forward to having even more events in the new year as we continue to kind of figure out what that game plan is. either from a Comic-Con or a Designer Con or similar type event slate, that we will make sure to get as much coverage and footprint as possible, just to make sure that we have the chance to come out and meet everybody and share the joy that is collecting, digital collecting anyway. So keep an eye out for a slate of events as we kind of nail them down, but that's something definitely I'm looking forward to in the new year. David, anything you want to add on that front?
Yeah, I mean, it's been really rock star year this year, and we talked about this year was always going to be very physical meetup. Last year was some of the big brands being launched. 2023, we always talk about the pillars that's in the business that we want to get into. You will see physical, digital, the digital release with some of our partners coming out. Obviously, the live event's going to be another major thing. We are discussing with our partners on the 2022 event to see what are the timing. We want to make sure we try to cover as much footprint as possible. Furthermore, is about mass market next year. So we're going to be bringing out more major brands, more major announcements, and you will see through even January 23 more nostalgia brands. I mean, we brought out Battlestar, a few days ago or last week. You will continue to see brands that's it's a perfect mix for the VeVe collectibles, and we want to be adding touches and adding different things into what we build, so it gives it a very good flavor. And I just want our fans to understand that throughout January you'll see a lot of new brands. And myself, after this video, I will be traveling to Singapore, and I'm going to be meeting up with Southeast Asia collectors. And I believe there's like a group of collectors from India flying down to Singapore to meet as well. And it is also to identify, other major markets that we should be focusing on rather than just the North America or the Europe. So 2023 is going to be fantastic. You're going to see more utility coming out, even as these videos are coming out. We will be. Idea is we want to start rewarding collectors who hold their sets, and you will see some of these exercises we're going to be bringing out in matter of weeks.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great to hear. I know we've been dabbling a lot more in utility as of late. More for complete the set and then get an additional airdrop. A lot of that is generally, I think I've mentioned in the past in spaces, kind of licensor dependent, obviously what their legal teams are comfortable with, but we are in constant conversation and education about the space and what we would like to do from a VeVe perspective and reward holders. And I think obviously MCP is going to go a long way in helping with that, but there's also a number of things that we're working on behind the scenes to make sure that that long-term holders and some of the earliest people and believers in the platform are rewarded for holding their sets. And whether that's an airdrop, whether that's an allow list, or for lack of a better term, purchase reservation, for instance, or any other type of utility. There's a number of things that can be considered utility that we are definitely looking further into. So thank you for that. And then on the new licensor front, that's good news. We got some good things coming out in January. I know we announced Lambo at DCon, and so that'll be coming early in the new year. Very excited about that as well. So yeah, I mean, things are continuing to crank along, and we're really excited to bring on some of these new brands and nostalgia brands and new partners as we continue to build out the platform. Great. Okay, well, it's about that time, kids. Nice hat, by the way. I think that's probably first in the mix for gifts that you got. Oh, you got one too? I didn't get a hat. Damn it, sleeping. I got a wristband, which is nice, but come on, what's the deal with the hat? It's on the other side, right?
Yeah.
There it is, mint number.
You got 98. I got 99. It's pretty good.
Well, there you go. I think that's the last one. It's on the other side, David, by the way.
Is it? Oh,
You keep on pointing to the blank side. No, but shout out to Sleepin. That's really cool for him to bring those hats, and I really enjoyed the wristband as well. But we did get some really good gifts. So let's go ahead and roll the intro. David and Dan's Collectible Corner. Ba, ba, ba. Da, da, da. All right, let's focus on David first. We'll go ahead and put you in the big screen.
Yeah. So just number one, everything shown here doesn't mean it's going to be on VeVe. They gifts we got given. I mean, there could be a couple of hidden candies in there. You might be able to pick it out later, sooner or later.
Disclaimers abound.
Disclaimers here. I'm trying to fit every little bit I can, but there are about 6 suitcases of gifts that we came back with.
I know. I had to bring them home with me.
Man, we could have fed the whole team. But there are few pieces I love. The gifts from the VeVe fans. Obviously, we got piles and piles of T-shirts, but there was a couple quite cool ones. This one-of-one Steamboat Willie jumper I got. Absolutely amazing. Even comes with a tag.
Dude, beautiful. Who made you that?
I can't remember who gave me that one. That's a beautiful one. And my other favorite T-shirt was, I have to say, it has to be this one here.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was so clever.
I did get one as well.
Very witty.
Really good.
I just want people to know we did receive piles of T-shirts. Thank you for everyone who's made. And in the background, as you can see, there's like documentary videos for VeVe. There's Funko Pop, who Funko made one of me for me. There was the beautiful award from the VeVe fans that we received.
Yes, of course.
On that
Shout
night.
out to VeVe Fan Bam and everybody involved.
Thank you.
There are logos. There are artworks, toys, comics. I even got a bottle of wine. I
did too. I got a wine.
Yeah. So how did you bring that back to New Zealand, Dave?
Just wanted to thank, and then you got a parcel arrived for you, by the way, and the guy clearly said, "Dear David, this is for Dan, not for you."
Well, David, you still have a lot of the stuff I was given, so I wouldn't mind coming to pick it up sometime.
It must be food because you've been known to eat Dan's treats.
Yeah,
that is
possibly. I was very speechless, pretty much very emotional during the night that we went out. We had the bowling. VeVe fan, you guys just rock. And this is why, we come together and celebrate this together. It's been tremendous here. It's been very, very good. But I'm going to show you my collectibles, which I did promise people that I will bring out a couple cool collectibles that I acquired during this trip. First one, I got a hoverboard signed by Michael J. Fox. I got a PSA.
That was unexpected.
That's amazing. Signed by Michael J. Fox? How in the hell?
Yeah. And PSA certified witness. And then, and a lot of you guys probably know I love comic artworks, comic covers. I did manage to send the comic cover of Daredevil by Frank Miller.
Cool.
This possibly hasn't been published yet, or is coming out in the next Marvel release. It's part of a series of 10 covers that Frank Miller's doing. Amazing work. I was very pleased to pick that up. And there's a lot other stuff around here. We'll showcase it, I'm sure, in January. But let's roll it up for Dan. What has Dan got?
Yeah, and just to echo what Dave said, it's so heartwarming just meeting everyone. And honestly, we turn up and don't even expect gifts, and it's just, it's so lovely. I mean, just to show, somebody made me a beautiful name badge, which says the VeVe fam loves me, which is great because, sometimes I don't know. I got Newfound Labrador badge, which is awesome. It's going on the fridge. Somebody got me some coins, some old Argentinian coins from Argentina Soccer Match 1978, which is awesome because I actually found my coin collection just the other day. I mean, this is just awesome. Someone made their own.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
Speaking of coin, you got another one to add on to it.
I know. I am the firefighter one. I'm very
the 501.
Oh, sorry. Well, I mean, what did you say? Oh, yes. This is from My Collectibles.
Yes, from My Collectibles. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I got one too.
So cool. Such a beautiful.
Yeah, this is the Walking Wounded detachment. Sorry, I'm getting my glare there, but there we go. Shout out to My Collectibles. Very, very cool.
Also got some amazing artwork. This also came on a T-shirt. Dave, I see you've got your one up behind you, which is awesome. Yes. You got the gold and silver.
And so clever because he actually printed the T-shirt to give it to us as well. So
oh, cool.
Off that,
Someone immortalized our article in the Japan magazine. I mean, that's so cool. Even the creativity is just awesome. Yeah. So thank you so much. Obviously, I mean, so generous to make one for the VeVe fam, and thank you very much. Both, I know Dave, Alex, and I were extremely honored to get one of those.
Yeah. Shout out Jimbo Lee Lingo, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece.
Another VeVe logo, handcrafted out of wood, and this is
from Arizona wood.
From Arizona. It's actually so heavy. I mean, the fact that people take time to do these things is just, it's quite mind blowing to be honest.
And obviously, we got heaps other gifts from artists. We just couldn't pull it out.
Are we going to go through your flip book, your sketchbook at all, or no?
No, I'm going to put that one on Instagram. That will go. Take out the amount of artwork I got.
I just wanted to call out one more. Which was this one.
Oh, very cool.
Quite a lot of the VeVe fam got one of these. Dave's is up the back there. But this is from a VeVe fan who is a radiologist. And so each one of these is from an X-ray. So this one, I think he said, was the spine from the top down. The E in the middle there is a bra clip. Then there's an artery. And then there's someone's, screws in the spine. But I was like, that's so clever. So,
wow,
just
intense.
Cool, And then even to the point of somebody by the name of Dan, he had a great idea of, the prototype idea that Dave has come up with. So he literally put together a flip book of how it could work. And I'm just like, I mean, your ideas are cool. So I'm passing them over to Nick. He's got some ideas.
Yeah.
But one more? I finish, there was just one artist that I wanted to call out, which I've actually been speaking to him for a while. And he is this guy called Jesse Hernandez. He basically takes an Aztec theme and then applies it to different IP. Yeah, urban Aztec. I mean, and I just love his stuff. So I've become a little bit obsessed with collecting it. So here's an example, Boba Fett, and you can see the detail. He's really put the theme into it. It just so cool. Here's another example of Batman. I mean, just
that's awesome.
I love it. It's just such a cool way to represent the IP, outside the more sort of standard offering.
Yeah, speaking of Batman, how is the battery being put into it? I mean,
yes, the batteries are dropping, and I think they're $25 each, and it's 4 batteries.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so that'll last. Each battery lasts about a month.
I think you can turn it on and off 5 times.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we go.
No, yes, that is
nickel and diming here.
that is getting updated in the back end. It should be ready to roll pretty soon.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So bat signal will turn on and off.
What I would like to say is, I think anyone who was watching the VeVeVerse demo, I was giving some examples of how you can actually put lights in the scene, and they'll cast shadow and everything. That's a little bit more tricky in our current environment, but so you can anticipate that when that goes into your VeVe home space, you will be able to have a much more lifelike experience, have the bat symbol shining up on the roof or something.
Nice. You know, I always like to get in on the action when I can, so I do have a couple other little collectibles to show. Shout out to Sean of Comics and Crypto. That's a wedding gift. That is an Aaron Donald rookie card, the GOAT of the Los Angeles Rams. That's pretty cool. Cased, slabbed, if you will. I got another piece from Smells Fun of Common Club Apparel, who was the designer behind all the shirts we gave away. This is a really cool art piece that he did, like on an album record cover or vinyl type thing. There's a kind of a collage. There's Buddy Holly and the Crickets, among some other things. That was a really cool and thoughtful gift. I really appreciate it.
There's so much creativity.
It really is. And let's just talk about this one more time. Look at that
beautiful
piece.
I love it.
Unreal.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on, let me get my one up.
My blue
Let's get them
one.
all on screen.
Oh yeah. Let me do the all three here. There we go.
Wow.
So
think
good.
that's
Backward.
Yeah. I did get this one. A George Mikan, like a secret basketball card back in this must be in the really early day. This is like apparently the Michael Jordan of the player back in the old day. From one of the mod.
Eagle Eyes.
So it's amazing.
Probably, right?
Yeah, Eagle Eyes. Yeah, Eagle gave me awesome boxing card as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Eagle Eyes big on the sports cards. I love it, especially basketball cards. Yeah. Oh, and then this was not decon related, but I did get the Notorious B.I.G. variant cover for Deadpool #1, which is really cool.
That is super cool.
All right, well that I think does it for Collectible Corner. I really again want to appreciate or extend our appreciation, and we're so humbled about all of the love that we got out at Decon and all the gifts and everybody who just came out to meet the rest of the fam, have a good time, and really get to see and dive into what we have coming with the VeVeVerse and beyond. It was really great to meet everybody. If I didn't get to talk to you that much, it's just I apologize. There were so many people there and so much going on. But I'm glad we got to see you at all, and we definitely look forward to our next event. Do you have anything you want to add to that, David and Dan, before we wrap up here with the community highlight?
Yeah. Well, this is the end of the year. Wishing everyone have a safe holiday. We do have a fantastic lineup of Christmas theme collectibles that we're going to be releasing soon. So looking forward to you guys to be part of the holiday season with VeVe. Be safe, be kind to everyone. It's been a blast of a year, and we're looking forward to 2023 to be even bigger.
What did I say about devices, Dan?
I think Santa was calling her, possibly.
Is it Santa? Oh, yeah, better answer it then.
Santa was saying David's been too much of a bad boy this year, so no presents for him. He used too many people.
All right, so let's move on to the community highlight of the month here. I wanted to quickly highlight one of somebody who's pretty prolific in the Twitterverse, if you will, with some of the vault creations, and this comes from Ed Feely. This is a serial killer Christmas tree, which is very cool.
Oh, that is so good.
Yeah, really awesome. And then another one he created, which is, if you get the reference, if you know, you know, but that was post Obi-Wan drop. That was just so cool and so creative. I loved it. So shout out Ed Feely. But thank you again, everybody. We wish you a happy holidays and a happy New Year. And we'll catch you in January. I mean, keep an eye out for those articles and all of the releases coming at the end of this month. And we hope to talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, guys.